Johannesburg City Manager Floyd Brink and authorities from City Power are currently conducting an operation in Joburg South to cut off illegal electricity connections. eNCA's Heidi Giokos has, of course, joined them. So let's cross to her live now to find out exactly what's happening and how that cut-off of illegal electricity connections is going. Heidi, good morning to you, colleague. I mean, how's it looking at this stage? In other parts of the country, like in the Western Cape with Nowethu Tuhajana, we had seen some resistance. But from where you stand, how is that operation going?
Yes, quite a big operation here in Naturena, south of Johannesburg, Tumelo, and we're going to have to be rather quick because the operation is now moving to another area. It is a suburb, so a lot of households obviously affected here. But I think let's get some perspective because it seems as though a number of houses needed to be cut off. We are joined by the spokesperson for City Power, Isaac Mangena. Thank you so much for your time, Isaac. I don't see the city manager at the moment, so let's just get clarity from you. What exactly is going on? Why this area specifically?
So the area of Naturena is one of those affluent areas that is refusing to basically pay for electricity. You've got residents that are actually, you can see, it's like double stories and so forth, and they don't pay for electricity. So as part of our aggressive revenue collection drive, we decided to target this area so that we can basically start forcing them to do what is right, which is basically to pay for electricity. We've got about 3,000 prepaid meters across Naturena, and only about half of those are basically vending. The rest are not vending, and that's why we basically decided to target this area.
Do you know how much this area owes City Power?
Look, the prepaid meters, we're looking at about 27 million rands annually that we're basically losing because of those. And remember, this is the area that we basically invested in the past. Just a few months ago, we basically installed new line. We normalized the electricity infrastructure here, and it costed about 9 million rands. And the agreement that we had with the community at that time was basically to say they will basically allow City Power to move in and ensure that we basically normalize and also put in meters for those who do not have smart meters. So, and they refused for that to happen, and that's why we basically came through with law enforcement agencies so that we can basically force these residents to pay for electricity.
I want to ask what you did because a lot of them are at work. People aren't at home to have opened up. There was an issue with that box. I don't know if the box is inside. What have you done? Have you switched off electricity to the whole street?
So basically it seems like there were some that were tipped of our coming here. So what they've decided is to lock their gates, and the house behind us, which owes about 267,000 currently, the owner came through, and then when they realized that the City Power was outside, he basically locked and closed even the butler. So, but what we did is basically to switch off the whole street because most of the residents here do not buy electricity. So we decided to basically switch off the main supply. So as I'm talking to you now, the whole street does not have electricity, and that is what we are going to do, moving to other areas. If you don't get access, then we'll basically switch off the whole area and force them to come to City Power, and we can start talking.
But how's that fair on residents that do pay?
A lot of them here do not pay. Okay. So if you are paying, you'll come to City Power and we'll come and audit your meter, we'll come and check your books, and then we'll be able to basically reconnect you. But most of them here are not paying, and also where we are going now, most of them are also not paying.
Okay,
we're going
you don't say it. Okay, it's fine. Thanks, Isaac. You're live on eNCA, so I don't want you to say that. Thank you so much. That was Isaac Mangena, who speaks on behalf of City Power. And Tumelo, we are going to have to leave because I do know that this operation is moving away. But let's just give you a glimpse of this particular house. We have been told that there are over 200,000 rand to City Power, and the whole street has now since been switched off because people have not allowed access to individual houses where the meter can be switched off. So this is a clear indication of City Power being here. Customer electricity disconnection card, level 2. I heard them speaking about level 2 and level 3. It seems as though they have had to move to a different level to switch off the entire street because they cannot access specific houses that owe hundreds of thousands, according to City Power. As Isaac mentioned, they're going on an aggressive campaign to recover money from households that owe City Power. It's a huge operation. I can ask my colleague Jill Matlala to just show you that it is rather extensive and massive. I mean, you even have a police signala accompanying all officials coming through, because it does get volatile and it does become a little bit aggressive and intense when there is some sort of resistance. But it seems as though this particular area has gotten a tip-off, according to Isaac Mangena, and a lot of them have locked their gates, a lot of them are not home, or a lot of them are just opting not to come out.
Quite a difficult, task there for City Power, because as we've heard from Isaac Mangena, Heidi Giokos, he's saying this is an affluent suburb. This is where, of course, there's some, double stories that he could see in his sight, but still ratepayers not paying and not making their payment. I suppose that informing that cut off of illegal connections that we are seeing right now. That operation looking quite intense, Heidi, in as far as law enforcement is concerned, definitely there to ensure that they conduct the business of the day. As you have to move, we'll let you go for now, Heidi Giokos. We'll come back to you as soon as you have any developments for us. But that will be ongoing out, of course, in that particular area, with Isaac Mangena saying one of their houses has a bill of over 200,000 rands, and you would have seen that notice on their gate, because they're not permitted to go into individual homes, especially if they're not being opened for, if the houses are locked, the gates are locked. They are not permitted by law to just get inside and read the meter and do as they please and disconnect. They have to wait for the owner of the house, or at least someone in the house, to let them in. So unfortunately, that will still be ongoing, and City Power not letting go in terms of ensuring they cut off any illegal connections.